Hey starlings, let's talk about this solar eclipse on the new moon at 10 degrees Libra. I'm Vanessa Montgomery from Astro All-Starz with a Z. So we are currently in the eclipse tunnel this week until that new moon slash solar eclipse, which is on Wednesday in the US and Thursday here in Australia. So Libra themes abound. Libra is ruled by Venus. It's an air sign. It's the second air sign. Check out my last video about the week ahead and Libra. It is all about the we. It's opposite Aries, which is me. So that axis is the me Aries and the we, the two, the other, the togetherness, which is Libra. So straight off the bat, relationships. Our relationship to different people. I was thinking about this and thinking, people call their primary relationship their relationship, but we have many relationships to our best friend, to our group of friends. They're all in there. So something I was thinking about was how important it is to value those as well as that primary relationship, especially because, let's face it, friendships tend to last longer for a lot of people. And for women, of course, our power source is in our sisterhood. And if we all build into that, we're building for better. So it's just something to remember. With the themes, astrologically, it's always interesting to note what's happening and then just sort of sit back and note what comes up. Of course, we can direct our consciousness to see certain things once we're aware of them. So you'll just see things start to play out within yourself, your outlook, other relationships around you, other people's relationships that then impact you, because we're all connected, aren't we? So you might experience themes, of understanding in very different ways, depending how this is all falling into your chart and how consciously aware of you are of what's around you and having some sort of framework to understand them through. So the astrology can act as quite a fantastic framework. So Libra themes, air sign, it's about communication, yes, relationships, but also balance. Balance is such a key here. So of course, Libra season starts on the equinox, the spring equinox for us here in the southern, and the autumn equinox for those of you up in the northern hemisphere, which is most people. And of course, astrology was designed, or what we know of it today, around the further northern hemisphere's experience. So if you're going from equal light, summer through to equal light, then into longer nights, then you need other people. And that's why we come into the we. Here in the southern, it's a little different, but it does feel like Libra, we've got cherry blossoms blooming, there's flowers everywhere. So it does feel very Venusian and this very lighter side of Libra. Someone just dropped me off this beautiful cake with pink icing and raspberries. It looks so beautiful. And if that's not Venusian and Libra, I don't know what. She has Libra rising, my land queen. So back to Libra. So balance is key to a lot of expressions of Libra. So balancing relationships, of course, harmony, finding the right outcome for everyone. Who are you in your relationship? What do you bring to your relationships? I mean, a relationship is two people coming together. So you have to serve those two individuals, not just the relationship. That's a big one. So think about themes coming up for you. The eclipse really compounds this one. So it's also conjunct the south node, all of this, which is important because it means that you can't just focus on those relationships. The north node, the way that we're meant to go, the comfort zone and the relationships we've developed, we use them to push our needle forward as well. We have to take action at the end of the day. We have to stand up for what we believe is right. So that is Aries, the north node. So with the eclipse, so the light turns out, it's dark. A new moon is dark anyway, obviously, but this turns the solar light out, and the new moon is also obscured by that sun. So what comes out in the darkness? What comes out in the darkness? And I think this is what can freak people out. If you do a lot of work on yourself, or you're fairly conscious and you just look at what's up. You know, it's a lot easier. But if you try to ignore things, it's harder, because eclipses seem to have more of an impact, a bit more of a slam. So slamming doors, I've seen so many hard endings, especially on relationships on the last lunar eclipse, the last eclipse, which was lunar, 2 weeks prior to this one, which was a full moon eclipse in Pisces. So now we're into the relationship area, and let's see what happens. So it's a new moon, so it is about new beginnings, but it's an eclipse, so that could be really interesting. I wouldn't be starting new things around now, but I would take note of things that do start. I wouldn't plan it for this particular cycle. Let's put it that way. But let's see. So we're in the eclipse tunnel. Have a look or note what comes up around now. What is happening in the eclipse tunnel? You know, perhaps what happens in the eclipse tunnel stays in the eclipse tunnel. I like to think of it as a bit of a wormhole or a vortex that you can sort of scoot through, interestingly. And they're certainly not always bad. There's been some very interesting things happen on eclipses. They just seem to be big, extra, potent. And like I said, there can be really hard endings. So this is the beginning. This is the new moon. I'd love to hear from you. Also, you can learn more about eclipses and the planets and these cycles, which we call transits. They're also timing techniques, and it's how we predict, and it's the stuff of horoscopes and what everyone pretty much talks about on the internet and socials. So you can learn about that with my book, Astro Power, A Simple Guide to Prediction and Destiny for the Modern Mystic, which is out now. You can find that basically everywhere on the internet. You can get your local retailer to order it in for you to support local businesses. We see a lot of empty shops around here in Australia now, and I'm sure it's like that everywhere. So priced to sell. So what else is happening with this? Well, the ruler of Libra is Venus, and Venus is in a grand water trine this week, which is really nice. It's in Scorpio. And it's at a little bit of a glitchy angle to the new moon, which isn't great. But then, yeah, it's also in a great position other than that. So there's still glitchiness. I have to say, with relationships, I was in some photographs with my partner Mary yesterday. It was so much fun. The moon was in Leo, and it was very Leo. And it's for the Melt Festival that's coming up here through the Powerhouse Arts precinct, which is fantastic. And it's called Sunday's Child. And you know that little series, you know, Wednesday's Child is full of woe, etc. Sunday's Child is what is it? Blythe something. Oh, Blythe Bonnie something. Oh, good and gay. Blythe Bonnie, good and gay. And I'm all of those things. I was born on a Sunday. Anyway, I thought that was really fun. So keep an eye out for those. That opens on October 16 through to November something. So that's by Hannah Bronte. It was really fun. She gave great direction, which we both loved. That's not always a case. So I'll be sharing some of those once we're allowed to. So the eclipse, keep open. Don't let yourself be hooked into any great big drama. It is square to Mars. So this is a very tense aspect. And with that moon coming into Libra, it just really kicks off that square that's already just sitting there waiting to blow. So it can be aggressive. Mars in Cancer, square to that more objective. So subjective Mars in Cancer, objective Sun, Moon in Libra. You know, just don't fire off. Move to protect. Think before you act. All this kind of thing. So there could be a bit of drama with that. So lay low. I'll just be staying home that day, as I normally do on these sorts of events. Enjoy. Have a great day. Stay cosmic, and I'll see you next week.